I want to welcome you all to the 2017 school leader speeches. We're here today in the chapel to listen to 6 members of our eighth grade class as they share with you why they believe they will serve our community well as school leader for the 2017-18 academic school year. Remember, please treat each speaker with the respect they deserve and with our core value of compassion in mind. It takes great courage, these guys are all nervous right now, to stand in front of this audience and deliver remarks such as these that are innately personal in nature. The one question that I hope you're asking yourself today is, what does the school leader do? Our school leader's purpose is to promote and follow the core values and serve as a spokesperson for all of you. The school leader serves as a peer resource and represents the larger student body. This boy is the boy who you want to represent you, support you, help you, talk to you, hold you accountable, and be a friend to you. I will introduce each speaker, after which it is polite to applaud as we welcome each boy to the podium. You may also feel free to applaud as each boy finishes his speech. It is important to note that the order has been set alphabetically by their last name. Following the 6 speeches, paper ballots will be distributed for you to vote for one of the 6 candidates whom you feel would serve the role of school leader most effectively. The boy with the most votes will be elected to the position of school leader, and the boy with the second most votes will be the assistant school leader. I encourage you to listen carefully to what the candidates have to say today as you consider which of these 6 deserving boys will be elected to serve you as school leader next year. Thank you for your kind and thoughtful attention, and best wishes to all candidates.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, guests, and my fellow Cardigan brothers. First, I would like to say how grateful I am for the opportunity to be up here today to speak as candidate for Cardigan School Leader. This year is my 2nd year at Cardigan, and as most of you know, I'm Canadian, and in fact, last year I was the only Canadian student. As at first, it was difficult being on my own without a friend from home, which made it harder to learn the ropes of Cardigan. Many of us have gone through this and really need guidance by our coaches, teachers, and peers. Luckily, I found that guidance from those people who continue to take time out of their own day just to help me. These are the small things that make me even more proud of coming to Cardigan. Many of the boys have talked about how they want to get out of here and how bad it is not to have our phones and girls, but really, that's the beauty of the school. That we can concentrate on the things that will affect us in the long term, like learning habits, being kind, and helping the other fella, because these are the things that shape you into a good person. Leadership at Cardigan is important to me because the leaders I've gotten to know have mentored me like older brothers. I've looked up to them, and by earning this role of being school leader, I'll do the same thing for next year's Cardigan family. Being a leader to me is leading by example, having integrity, and speaking at the right moments when my Cardigan brothers need it most. Being more of a vocal leader will be a challenge for me next year, but I'm willing to take the challenge. As many of you know, I'm a quiet guy sometimes, but Cardigan has pushed me out of my comfort zone by helping me to become more outgoing. I believe that actions speak louder than words, and leading by doing the right thing can make a more positive community. When you do the right thing, it says way more to the community than just saying the right words. I want to take this opportunity to thank my teachers who've gone the extra mile to help me succeed in academics, to my parents for everything that they've done to get me here, my advisor for his continued support, to my coaches that spend time coaching and training me to help me to get to my full potential as an athlete, and I finally want to thank my Cardigan brothers for everything that they've done to form a brotherhood with me that will last a lifetime. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, staff, and my fellow Cardigan brothers. As you all know, I'm Ellis DeMars, an 8th grader in Clark Morgan. I would like to start out by thanking you all for allowing me to speak before you today. Even though I might be one of the youngest potential school leaders, turning 14 tomorrow, I am truly honored for the opportunity to be your school leader for the upcoming 2017-2018 school year. Today, I stand here with 5 of my good friends, all of whom are deserving and respected leaders of this community, to talk about an important role at Cardigan, school leader. I would like to thank the entire 9th grade class for the wisdom and guidance you've given me the last 2 years. If it weren't for you seniors, I would probably not have the courage or the willingness to speak to you all. This past school year, I've done my best to get to know each and every one of you. Whether it was in the dorm, in the classroom, on a sports team, sharing a table in the dining hall, or in a club like Polar Bear. These past 2 years, even though I've been a day student, I've experienced and enjoyed several overnight stays in both Brewster 1 and Clark Morgan. Next year, though, I will become a boarder and experience dorm life to the fullest. During my time sleeping over as a day student, I enjoyed late night talks about sports events, making sure I leave the bathroom sink clean for the next guy, and learning about all your lives in South Korea, Massachusetts, China, California, and Mexico, just to name a few. As we all know, our lives at Cardigan revolve around 4 core values: compassion, integrity, respect, and courage. To me, leadership is defined by those 4 words. They represent what I live by each day. What many of you not know is that I've been connected with Cardigan much longer than my experience as a member of the class of 2018. My older brother Rob came in as a 6th grader in the fall of 2007. Back then, I was a tiny 4-year-old overwhelmed by the big brick buildings of campus. Years later, when I finally arrived at Cardigan Mountain School as an incoming 7th grader, I was familiar with what the swing of things would be. To me, Cardigan is more than just a school. It is an experience of a lifetime, and we should all cherish it. Think back to a Cars Popsicle speech in chapel back in September. He reminded us how we should enjoy our time here at the Point and not let the popsicle melt. It was a great message, and I think you can relate to how fast this year has gone by. It feels like just yesterday when we were walking through Turner Arena during registration. In our first couple weeks of school, I did my best to show compassion to anyone that was feeling homesick, to show integrity if I made a mistake and lived up to it, to show respect to the hundreds of new people I was meeting, and to show courage to go up to someone and say hello. I tried to do that my best this year as well, and meeting all these new friends has been a life-changing experience. We are all fortunate to be students at this wonderful school. In closing, as your school leader, I hope to carry on the traditions and experiences that make Cardigan more than just a school. I want to make this a place where Cardigan brothers can always return with pride and happy memories of the school year. Thank you.
Leadership unlocks people's potential to be better. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, and my Cardigan family. In my opinion, family is the most important part about the Point, because your family acts as the backbone in your life. What does family actually mean? Family to me is a group of people or community members who love, care, and have respect for each other. At CMS, just like the real world, we do not get a say in who is a part of our family. You can't pick your family like you can friends. There might be a person who you may not like and is a part of the community in which we exist, but all in all, they are a part of our family. As a leader, it is my job to look out for that person like I would for my sibling. At Cardigan, everyone is a part of a family where your brothers, dorm parents, teachers, and coaches guide you on your journey. These groups help you navigate through the tough decisions and lead you in the right direction. Leadership can be misunderstood, since the definition of being a leader is being the person in charge. To me, it is way deeper than the generic definition, because anyone can be a leader. It has nothing to do with the title you have. Some of the best leaders are the quiet leaders who lead by example and care for their brothers with their actions. No style of leadership is more important than another. They all are worth the same. The wisest leaders are not always the people in charge, but the ones who sit back, listen, and observe. The best advice I have received this year was when our chapel leader, Matthew Pecora, told me, Cardigan can be looked at as a boring place where nothing happens, or you can look at it as a place where you have a great opportunity to grow as a person and not take what you have here for granted. Because when you leave Cardigan, you may never get to experience another opportunity like this place. This struck me because at the time, I did not understand my purpose for being here. I thought it was a waste of my time. I thought everything was stupid and pointless. But then I took a minute to consider some of the sacrifices some of the people I love are making to allow me to be in this chapel right now, speaking in front of all of you. Matt inspired me to give advice and lead our new and old Cardigan brothers next year. I realized that a leader needs to have a positive attitude and look forward to the great things Cardigan offers. Cardigan gives you the little things. This is important because little things turn into big things. This lesson, something I learned from my father at a very young age. He always used to tell me, picking up the backyard, cleaning my room, doing the laundry, fixing up the house, etc., were all little things, but would teach me other skills, and that I could use these tools in the near future. At first, I did not understand what he meant, and it took me a while, but I soon learned that the little things we do for each other can make the greatest impacts. The Cardigan family helps you with the little things, like cleaning your room, wearing the right dress code, and being polite, to prepare you for the big things. As a leader, I will teach and lead by example and show why little things matter, and how 6 or 7 years down the road, showing up for a big interview and looking good matters. There are very few places where you will have 250 people in your family who love you, care about your future, and want you to be your best. That's what Cardigan is all about. All the boys reading speeches today will make great school leaders. Now the ball is in your court. Your vote now matters. I hope you will all consider me to lead you all next year. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, guests, and fellow Cardigan brothers. I'm honored to speak in front of the whole school and to be considered for the next school leader. So thank you so much to everyone who made this possible. First, I would like to talk about how Cardigan changed me as a person. Before I came to Cardigan, I was naive, shy, and quiet. Cardigan helped me take important steps towards becoming a part of a global culture. I'm more aware and open-minded. I've experienced a wide variety of people and mediate my way through challenging environments. The responsibility of becoming a school leader would truly mean a lot to me, and I could and I would lead the student body with energy and excitement. What I would like to focus on is the part of the Cardigan way that is most important to me. To me, what makes this place special and different against other schools is a strong sense of community. The mission statement of our school is Cardigan Mountain School offers a close-knit community that prepares middle school boys in mind, body, and spirit for responsible and meaningful lives in a global society. Having a strong, close-knit community is what separates our school from others. And the first step of becoming close-knit is by knowing everyone. Looking at each other in the eye and saying hello. That is what I know about Cardigan, love about Cardigan, and the way I want to lead as a school leader in Cardigan. When I become a school leader, I would like to promote this positive energy and strengthen our bonds as a community. Now, I would like to share a personal story with all of you. But before that, let me ask you a question. Who here was nervous when they first came to Cardigan? Who here got help from an older person or even a leader to help you out during those situations? Believe it or not, I had the same experience also. It was September 2014. I was in 6th grade and I was young, shy, quiet, and clueless. I usually didn't know what was going on around me. Some of you in this room might remember him, but Hayden Kim was my dorm leader in Hayward 1. I still clearly remember the first day in Cardigan when he walked into my room and said, "Ask me for help anytime you need it." The courage to reach out, the first step of creating a close-knit community, is what the Cardigan way means to me. If I become the school leader, I will cultivate a campus where there is unity and community, from classroom to dorms, and eventually the whole school. To the 9th graders, thank you for being big brothers to me, and I hope that I can live up to your legacy. I really love this school, and I've loved being a classmate, a dorm mate, a teammate to all of you. I hope I get the honor to serve you as your next school leader. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Cardigan community. 8 years ago, when I was this tall, I was still living in China back then. My friends and I used to do stupid things. When one day, I thought it was a good idea to go full speed down a steep entrance to the underground parking lot with a scooter. When the cool ride was almost over, the front wheel of my scooter got stuck on a grate on the ground. If you took science class with Mr. Escalante and Miss Levine, you'll understand why I went flying through the air. Because of momentum. After getting heavily injured, a friend of mine who was much older and bigger than me picked me up and carried me back home, where my mom was standing in the yard with a stern look on her face and her arms crossed. I can still remember the comfort he brought to me and how I believed that he was the one I could rely on. My friend 8 years ago embodies the qualities of a leader that I strive for. Leadership doesn't come from the best player in the field or the smartest student in the classroom. It comes from the heart. A sense of maturity, responsibility, and courage are important traits that I value as a leader. Being a leader means setting a good example by upholding oneself to the highest standard. I admit, I'm not perfect and will make mistakes, just as we all will. Though I also believe that mistakes can be forgiven if one takes ownership of his wrong actions and learns from it. J.K. Rowling once said that it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. I found out during my Cardigan journey that it takes incredible courage to walk onto the football field and battle someone twice my size. I should know, but I believe it takes more courage, strength, and a lot of heart to stand up to one's close friends. 3 years ago, when I first came to this home in 6th grade, it would have been hard for me to picture myself having the opportunity to give a school's leader speech. From the first day I set my foot on campus until now, I was challenged in all aspects of life. With the help of my teachers, coaches, advisor, teammates, and classmates, I was able to grow into a person who values hard work and walks tall with perseverance and confidence. By being a student here, I've been able to learn a lot through the influence of previous leaders. I learned as a leader, you need to listen more than you talk, lead by example instead of telling others what to do, and very importantly, think about others more than yourself. As a leader, I am confident that I will sustain the Cardigan culture and values and enhance them further by working with the student senates, keeping in touch with other leaders on campus, but most importantly, take your ideas and preferences into consideration and work for an outcome we all are happy with. My goal for the next coming year is to include every single member of our brotherhood into this close-knit community, where no one will feel unwanted or unwelcome. Ultimately, I wish to work with other leaders to sustain the Cardigan traditions and values, to guide the brothers that come after us into the right direction to be the future leaders of Cardigan. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand before you today. The responsibility that comes with this role in the community is a crucial one. With the support of everyone here at Cardigan, I promise you that I will challenge myself to be the best leader possible. I look forward to becoming a friend of yours, a shoulder to lean on, and a leader of the Cardigan community. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, staff, and my fellow Cardigan brothers. My name is Colin Rosado, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. I may be up here speaking to become your school leader, but why I'm truly here is because I care deeply about this community. You've heard people come up here and say, this is my home. But for me, this is more than a home. Cardigan lives inside of me. I bleed green and white. Some of you may have heard a story that there was once a female journalist. She interviewed 2 people running for president of a country. After the first interview, she came away and reported that he was one of the most interesting people she had ever met. After the second interview, she came away and reported that she was one of the most interesting people he had ever met. There lies your difference in who to vote for school leader today. Because your school leader should not want you to feel like he is the most interesting person, but rather your school leader should want to get to know each and every single one of you and learn to help you in our Cardigan community. That's the kind of leader I strive to be. I'm up here because Cardigan has always been there for me. Now, it is my turn. Now it's time to repay Cardigan for all the times they were there for me. As your school leader, I will always be there for you. During the smooth times, and even more during the rough. The difference, as your school leader, I will make a positive difference for our community next year and will be willing to complete any task possible. I will make a difference so big that next year doesn't just go down as another year. It goes down as a year to be remembered. A year when people look back and comment, what a positive mark our class left on this community. A year of difference. In life, there is a gap. That gap is the separation between the average thing and the above average thing. It can be negative or it can be positive. But I can promise you that as your school leader, it will be positive. However, there are always negative gaps that will appear. And I believe that I will bring integrity to this community. And through this integrity, we will be able to recognize our negative gaps in the places where we fail as a community. I will be there to lift us up and give us the positive energy we need to first fill our negative gaps and then expand our positive gaps. I believe that I can vocalize our weaknesses and turn them into strengths, while at the same time making our strengths much, much larger. That is the only way that we will get to where we want to be as a community. As your school leader, the core values will no longer just be posted on the wall. They will be imprinted into our minds. I will promote a culture where we can trust one another and where we can truly use the word brothers. Many people will come up to this stand every year and talk about the traits of a leader, what a leader should do, their routines, and their approach on life. But the truth is, leaders come from all different walks of life, just like how the members of this community come from all different places around the world. What unites us is what we want to do and where we want to go. That's where I step in, making decisions that we all agree on, and making the decision that will bring us to where we want to go. On the Student Senate, I work to help with the toy drive, the food drive, and the winter carnival. These are just some events, but for you guys, I would do much more next year. I would capitalize on things you disagree with and use charisma through communication to speak with people such as Mr. Leroy or Mr. Gordon to make the changes you feel necessary. Previously this fall, I spoke about the term energy bus. I'm going to say that again. Energy bus. What an energy bus truly is a community that functions through positivity. I believe that vocally, I can give us the positive energy we need and we'll use it to transform this community. I believe that I can give us the motivation we need to fuel our community with positive energy and shut out the negatives. That positive energy will fuel the Cardigan bus. However, every bus needs a driver, and that's where I come in, making decisions every single day to impact this community, using your opinions. Because while I may become titled as school leader, what I truly am is your voice. Therefore, a vote for me is essentially a vote for you. With your positive energy and your valuable opinions, I will bring the changes you want to see. Today I ask not just for your vote, but your trust to make a change and steer the Cardigan community towards success and progress. Thank you.
Sure.